we need to start off with accuracy. The first major component that we must ensure that is being cultivated in our class and the students are feeling um, uh, have reached a good level of working on is accuracy. Developing accurate word recognition and analysis skills, decoding in other words, is the most important component in order to be able to proceed with the other components of reading. Of reading, and of course, this can be done through practice, reading and rereading practice to the point that it sounds like talking. Of course, we are talking right now about typical classroom settings where this means that you as a teacher can uh, give some suggestions, or you can make your interventions in order to assist your students, the ones that are facing some difficulties and are maturing as slow readers. The concept is, how do we cater for them? So accuracy. And how do we build accuracy? If I am a slow reader, apart from being being a slow reader, I also feel that reading is laborious. For what reason? It is something which is a painful task because I'm trying to read a passage, a paragraph, or even 2 or 3 sentences connected together that make it quite disheartening for me to focus. And this is true due to the fact that think about it. I mean, let's think about it as we would see it if we were learning another language, and if we were, of course, at a level where um, there were some difficulties that stemmed from our background as well regarding the new approach, the approach to the new language. So what I've got here is a small intervention that can be communicated, that can be put into practice in a typical classroom setting, is set phrases. Now, what can be the composition of these set phrases? As you can see, first of all, we've got 4 different categories of words whose content and let's say the words can be any words that are, of course, in accordance with their interest, according to their age, of course, and graded according to the level that they are being instructed. So these set phrases can comprise the key vocabulary, the target vocabulary that was introduced in the previous lesson, or it could be the newly introduced target vocabulary, or it could be any words that they have already become familiar with. Now, the main idea is to include this vocabulary in phrases, in specific set phrases, because this is a first step to delivering and building the most important part of the most important component of reading fluency, accuracy. And we build accuracy, first of all, by not only having the student focus on and pronouncing well the newly introduced word or the revising the previously introduced word, but putting it into a context which is accompanied by some sight words, as you see here, whether it is indefinite articles, the preposition, the definite article, as you can see here, or some pronouns, and at the same time try to work on some techniques in which they can make the student build their accuracy. Now, this is an activity that can that you can place it during your lesson as an intro to the lesson by revising the previous material, or as an outro to the lesson as to revise what was taught in the lesson before. The key here is to get the students to feel a bit more challenged and start to build accuracy through the phrases that they are learning. In the window, in the water, in the garden, in the barn are words. Let's say these are the words that they have just been taught in the newly introduced vocabulary. By accompanying them with the some sight words and putting them into set phrases, the students start to understand the concept of the newly introduced word and how it fits into a sentence and what is its role in the sentence. So this way you can start to practice not only accuracy, but at the same time rate through incorporating an activity that requires from them to start to go through the phrases in each column as quickly as possible. It's more or less like a test that will not deprive, let's say, the fun element, and at the same time be reinforcing. Something that I would do also in activities like this is incorporate the parents through getting them to practice with their students and get them to record themselves at home by using their mobile phone or uh, the mobile phone, or right now if you're teaching remotely, to get them to send in recorded videos of them performing these newly introduced phrases. And of course, the context can derive from anything. It can be a revision of past vocabulary of the previous module, vocabulary that was taught in the previous module, and whatever it is. The main concept is to try to get them as interested as possible in reading out these phrases which contain high frequency words also that are apparent, and of course they should be familiar with at this specific level. Now, let me go to, okay, there is a question by Sarah. Is there any standard of percentage of accuracy in the perspective of fluent reading grade-wise? Yes, actually, we're going to get to this right now. How do we determine accuracy level and rate? You got me right there before. How do we determine accuracy level and rate? Well, first of all, it's not astrophysics. There's no astrophysics to this. We gotta listen to them read. That's the number one component of anything that has to do with reading. We got to get to listen to them, and of course, allow room for more reading to take place in class. It's let me just open a parenthesis. It's especially over the last couple of years, it's really amazing to what extent there is a lot of shifting from let's say drill type activities and exam type activities that mainly the course books in the past were concentrating on, to more extensive reading and trying to incorporate a lot of the things that we talk about in theory. And this means that extensive reading is reinforced and brought into ELT a lot more than having just been put on the side as readers. And you can tell that from also the webinars that we have been conducting. Those of you who have caught my colleague Greg, he delivers wonderful performances, reading performances of the MM readers, and a good example also on how we can express, we can, let's say, model to our students our expression of reading. And at the same time, also, we've got Nadia coming up next week with another very wonderful session on storytelling, which is going to be definitely equipped with her input and based on her research on, and of course, her experience with stories. Now, to answer to your question, Shaira, yes, there is a percentage of accuracy in the perspective of fluent reading, in that we consider that somebody is an accurate reader, has developed an accuracy level, a good level of accuracy, when they have managed to reach a 95%. Now, you will ask probably, how do we determine this? How do we come up with this 95%? I mean, as a teacher, I don't have the time to go through uh, let's say, a lot of mathematics in order to be able to come up with a specific result. And of course, I need something that's going to be very easy to implement in my teaching and in my class as well. So, of course, in order to determine, first of all, the accuracy level, we need to make use of a very important tool, which is tool, the reading text itself. And of course, the reader should be a graded reader as to fit in the needs and at the same time be at the level that that student can be can understand its content. So you can you need first of all to um, make sure that it's not something that goes beyond the level the level of the student. So the process is as simple as this. In order to determine accuracy level, let's say you have a reader that you are assigning and you select an 100-word extract from that reader. Those 100 words that you have selected, okay, if you ask from a student to read out loud this 100-word extract, and you are, of course, are following the student's reading performance, right? If that student, for example, now gets a 95%, which means that 95 out of the 100 words from the 100-word extract are correct, then we have reached that 100%, that 95% accuracy level. So this is a very simple way to get an idea on how we can determine accuracy level. Because first of all, we have secured that the key vocabulary is based on the level that of instruction, right? You are not assigning a pre-intermediate level student with an intermediate level reader, because that would do injustice to your assessment also. And of course, it will make it much more difficult for the student itself to be able to be familiar with these words. So this is a very direct way that you can assess actually your students for this.